Hello and welcome to my demonstration of the use of golden proportion in articulation. Golden proportion ratio is a ratio of 1 to 1.618. We do have the golden ruler here that maintains that golden proportion ratio. In other words, whatever this distance is, this is approximately 60% wider. Now, it's fun to look at someone's hand. So if I look at your hand and I measure a knuckle-to-knuckle distance, then your next knuckle-knuckle distance is going to be 1.618. And there's many proportions to the face, as there's vertical proportions as well as lateral proportions to the face. So if we first orientate the wider end to the inner canthus of the eye, to the ala of the nose, we can now evaluate incisal edge position. We can see the incisal edge is short maybe a half a millimeter to maybe a millimeter, if that. If we want to add a millimeter length to our central incisor, we can come to the articulator. We have the coist adjustable platform. We can adjust this down 1 millimeter using the scale on the housing. And this now gives a guide to the technician of adding 1 millimeter length to the central incisors. We can also evaluate lateral portions to the face. If we measure the lateral canthus of the eyes, is about 60% wider than someone's mouth. Then if we re-index the width of the mouth, be approximately 60% wider than someone's nose. Then we reevaluate the width of the nose, will then give us the width of 2 central incisors. Once we have that, we can then measure that distance, which is 18 millimeters. We divide that by 2, which would be 9 millimeters. And we have a set of golden proportion waxing guides from 7 millimeters up to 10 millimeters in half millimeter increments. So we can choose the 9 millimeter golden proportion waxing guide, come to the coist platform, add the waxing guide to this, and we can now evaluate tooth lengths as well as tooth widths all at the same time. Now, if you would like to have a 1 or 2 or 3 degree cant to the occlusal plane, you can adjust the incisal pin here. The incisal pin is calibrated in degrees. So if we raise the frame up 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters, then we can raise the platform up to that position, and now the technician can then wax all the teeth to the platform, but when you place it in the mouth, it'll have a 2 degree cant to the occlusal plane. Otherwise, you can just evaluate the cant of the occlusal plane in relationship to the horizontal table and just raise the buccal cusp up from the waxing guide, creating a curve of speed or slight plane of occlusion. We can also evaluate vertical dimension of occlusion by indexing under the nose, and smile just a little bit, to the new length of the central incisor, and we can see that her vertical dimension is approximately correct, so we may not want to change that. If you did want to change vertical dimension of occlusion, you'd have your upper cast completed, so we can remove the platform, we then add the lower cast, and then we drop it down until the teeth occlude. And then if we want to increase vertical dimension 2 millimeters, we could raise the pin up 2 millimeters, and now the technician could wax in the lower teeth against the upper teeth in completing the case. And that completes my demonstration on the use of golden proportion. Thank you.